This is Write What You Know, the storytelling program on Bizz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. I'm your host, Geoff Walker. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today, we will be reciting a short story called It's My Turn to Be Happy. Enjoy the story. I see it, I say in a very excited tone. We couldn't see the Ferris wheel during the car ride because of the tall trees that surrounded the road all the way from our house to the town. But as Dad turned into the car park, it was now in clear view. Seeing the Ferris wheel for the first and only time, I now realize that its worldwide reputation is well justified. It looks as amazing as I'd hoped it to look. The Ferris wheel is incredibly tall. Some people say that it's as tall as a mountain. Others say its height is incomprehensible. The Ferris wheel is so tall you can apparently see the ocean from the top, even from our town, which is hundreds of kilometers away from water. Though I've never actually heard of anyone seeing the ocean from the Ferris wheel. I get out of the car, and straight away I'm seduced by a calming sensation. The atmosphere is magical. A lovely summer evening, where a hot day has left, and a cool night approaches. What a perfect time to become happy. Unfortunately, the height of the Ferris wheel can be quite overwhelming to some. There are stories of people that spent so long at the ground trying to look up at the top that they actually broke their necks and got paralyzed before they got on the ride. Not that it is a real problem. Once those people got onto the Ferris wheel, they didn't care about being paralyzed. The stories of the Ferris wheel are very famous, so I know a lot about it. The entry fee is $2. Everyone in the town has to fit on because it only goes around once per town, but there is always enough room for everyone. After riding the Ferris wheel, you are said to gain eternal happiness throughout your entire life, no matter who you are and what you do. Then the Ferris wheel moves on to the next town, making those people happy, until finally everyone in the world is happy. No one knows how tall the Ferris wheel actually is, but you can imagine it when you see its tires. The Ferris wheel's tires, that are used to transport the wheel from town to town, are as tall as the buildings that it's standing next to. 50 meters tall. Every person in our town is on the huge steel platform above, waiting for the Ferris wheel to start taking passengers. That is, except for the latecomers, like my family. To simply get onto the platform takes a real effort. The platform is about 100 meters above the ground, so it's a long stair climb. My sister runs off and begins climbing the stairs. I follow her up, but change direction when the stairs split into two directions. I make it up to the platform. Thousands of people are standing beside me, waiting. Mum and Dad are still on the ground floor. They've decided to take the elevator. Separate elevators, actually, up to the platform. They'll be up and amongst the crowd soon. That's apparently the tradition for people going on the Ferris wheel. You go on this journey alone. They say that because you're alone, then your intentions will only be to make yourself happy. So the Ferris wheel will be able to properly work on everyone's individual happiness. The golden rule I keep hearing is, when it comes to being happy, you need to be selfish. If you sit near a person you care about during the ride, then they would distract you. The ride wouldn't work properly, and you wouldn't become eternally happy. Plus, the person you care about would get distracted by you, so they wouldn't become eternally happy either. Neither of you would be eternally happy, or so I've been told. Not one person from any town in the world has ever missed the wheel. They say that if you did miss it, then you'd become extremely depressed. I'd imagine it'd be tough living in a world where everyone else was eternally happy, but you weren't. But should I be worrying about that sort of thing? There are some things I don't understand, like why can the ride only happen once per town? Why is the entrance fee $2? And who created the Ferris wheel? Those things never get talked about, so I don't know the answers. Finally, the doors to the carriage start opening and the crowd begins spilling in. Each person pays the staff at the door their $2, then enters the carriage and finds a seat. When the carriage gets filled with people, the wheel spins to allow the next carriage to be at the platform level and get filled with people. This pattern is said to continue until everyone is on the wheel, and then the ride will start. Should I be in a rush to get on? Other people are. Or maybe I should just sit back and watch for a while. I try not to pay attention to the time it takes. I'm told one shouldn't be impatient when trying to achieve happiness. But it does feel like a very long time to wait. I'm getting a little nervous. Soon, the once enormous crowd is down to a few dozen. The frantic hustle to get on the wheel has gone. Unsure as I am, I decide that now is the time to get on the Ferris wheel. I nervously walk up to the staff at the door. $2, please, the faceless staff says. I give him the money. I'm sorry, I can't get you on, he says, and hands the money back. I watch the other people getting on the Ferris wheel. They're allowed on without delay. Have I done something wrong? We don't give out change, the staff explains. You need exact money. I look at my money. A $5 note. But I don't have any other money, I plead with him. Sorry, those are the rules, the staff says. You can't go on the Ferris wheel. Now could you please stand aside? Other people are trying to get on. Welcome back. That was the short story, It's My Turn to Be Happy. I'm Geoff Walker, and you've been listening to Write What You Know on Bizz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. Join me again next time for more short stories, poetry, and novel extracts. Till we meet again, take care.